it's going to be a close-up personal class. The last class that we do have today is the sniper or the professional class. I personally didn't really like this class in the round-based modes. Loved it in the respawn modes. It was a lot of fun in the respawn modes. Blood Money and Heist had a blast with this particular class, especially since for the professional class you get a sidearm that is submachine gun basically. G18, TAC-9. There's one more I believe. But you guys can really do some damage up close. You're not limited like you were in previous Battlefield games to try and spam your way out of there. The G18 is a good gun. You can get some really good kills at range. I was getting double kills with it, and the reload is fast enough that you can follow it back up and kill that third guy in that particular gunfight. Most of it, the bolt-action rifles are fairly decent. They are really fast, in my opinion. The scout rifle especially. I mean, it's almost a DMR in how fast it does reload. Sniping is way different than it is in Battlefield 4. It feels more like Battlefield 3 sniping. It's a lot crisper. When you can quickscope now, it's not affected by that slight little delay that they put in Battlefield 4, which annoys the hell out of me. And of course, there's no suppression, so you don't have to worry about that like you did in Battlefield 3. So sniper rifles could come back in, especially in the round-based modes. I could possibly see maybe one guy going as a recon for like long alleys. But again, it's really going to be a tough one there because the other guys are going to have defibs. The other guys are going to have med packs. It's going to be a massive disadvantage. But again, really good players, they might be able to tip the scales. I'm not that good of a recon player or a sniper player, so I wasn't able to use it to its full extent in the round-based modes. But we shall see. The other gadgets that it does have are the camera, which, if you guys don't know, the camera is basically a tugs, but a limited tugs. So you're only able to see like a small section in front of that camera, whatever direction it's pointing. You can actually see what's going on there, like a tugs would. Then you have the decoy, pretty self-explanatory. The decoy that I could see being used in the round-based modes. Wait a few seconds, throw decoy up on the other side of the map, let the rest of your team push in very hard while you're making noise on the other side. Makes it look like maybe a two-man push is happening on the right while there's really a four-man push happening on the left. And you know, just some kind of trickery, good little trickery that you can use there with that particular class. No, you only have DMRs and bolt-action rifles, so you're not going to be able to get up close and personal. Like I said, you do have a secondary, but it's really kind of like a last-ditch effort. You don't want to rely on that gadget too awful much. You do have the laser trip mines. You do have the laser trip mines with that with this particular class. Those I see being banned almost right away. They are pretty ridiculous. It's very difficult to see those particular mines. You can if you're really looking for it, but if you're in a very heated fight and you need to get, like, time is of the essence and you need to get somewhere, you are not going to notice them and you are going to die very quickly. So I do think that trip mines are probably going to be banned out. They're just like claymores in previous games, even more annoying in my opinion. Yeah, so that's probably not going to be very viable there for competitive play. You're also going to be seeing the stealth training, which the stealth training just reduces the noise of the footsteps, so it's not as loud. That's pretty self-explanatory in and of itself. I don't really think I need to go much more detail in that particular one. And then, of course, you do have the grapple hook, zipline, stunt driver, all those other kind of good stuff with the gas mask. All right, so that's going to be it there for the particular classes and what I'm thinking of them for competitive play. Overall, again, operator class is going to be the main class for all competitive gaming. You might see the mechanic being used if the 320s are going to be allowed. The PDWs are very good at close range. Enforcer, if the shotguns are allowed, oh my god, I can see this class doing some massive damage. Especially if you're an objective carrier and you throw that shield on your back, it's going to make you a tank, and it is definitely effective. The recon kit, or the professional, I can see this one coming into to use if you have that great aim and you're able to pull off. I can see some really cool montages coming off of this class, especially now that the sniping's changed, where we're going to be seeing some 3-4 pieces, maybe even some aces with 300 tactical. I mean, it's gonna be pretty awesome. So definitely looking forward to how these people are going to be using those classes and how it's going to be translating over into comp. Next, we're going to go over the grenades. So The grenades that we do have in this particular game are the regular frag grenades. Pretty easy there. We have the smoke grenades, the flashbangs. You guys are all familiar with that. But the two new grenades, or maybe not new, but rework grenades, are going to be the gas grenades and the incendiaries. The incendiaries slash Molotovs are awesome. I love them. If you hit a guy directly on impact, it kills him. And then it does some pretty good damage around him. I got a quad kill at one point with an incendiary. A guy threw a grenade down, got some really good splash damage, and then I threw the Molotov in there as well and just wiped him out almost instantly. It was pretty brutal. So will be interesting to see how that comes into play as well, because that's going to be a really good way to deny them certain areas of the map. So you're going to be able to stop pushes in certain areas. You're going to be able to deny them from getting a certain objective by throwing it on the objective. They have to take that damage, as well as it's going to be really good to kind of mess up your vision, because when it does blow up, the screen brightens up quite a bit, and you do have those flames. And if you are in a room or something, it does kind of disorientate you just a little bit. And then you have the gas grenades, and this is the one that I like the most. I use the gas grenade the most out of all of them. Especially in the round-based modes. So with that gas grenades, and it lasts forever, has a pretty decent area that it does spread out in. But the main thing is that when you run through it, you do create hit markers, whoever threw it down. So if you run through it and you start getting damage, the other guy sees that with his hit markers. I see this being used as a way to, if you have to cover a certain area, and you have to look to your right, but that left side is going to be open, you throw a gas grenade over there. And when he has to push up in whatever direction, if he goes to the left, you're going to be able to see that. Now, it's not going to kill him, because it does, I mean, you can basically sit in a gas grenade and throw a med pack down, and you'll heal, and you'll never die. You'll never go below, I think it's like 97. You'll just heal that fast. I think that it's going to be really good just to kind of detect where they are at, and that's where the gas mask perk is going to be coming in. So, on those particular maps, guy throws down, that smoke grenade, he's expecting some hit markers to be coming out of that, and you're going to be able to surprise him if you do have that gas mask. Also, it's really good at pushing people out of cover as well. So that's the nades, that's the classes. Next, we have the attachments on the guns. Now, to be honest with you guys, there is no penalty at all for going heavy barrel grip, and that was it. I went Cobra Sight heavy barrel grip for every single one of my guns. Worked perfectly fine. There was no reason not to. I used it on all the operator classes. I used it on all of the mechanic classes or guns, and they all shot fine. I sometimes traded out the heavy barrel with a suppressor on the round-based modes for obvious reasons, as you're trying to be a little bit of super sneaky. It did work fairly decent. I did catch a couple of guys off guard, I think. Unfortunately, I didn't record that particular round, but it does work fairly decent, and there's not really a big penalty for it. I didn't feel a big penalty for it. That is for sure. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this particular video. I will have, hopefully, a third video coming out of some rescue. It's going to be on Riptide. And I don't know if I'm going to be doing any commentary on it. I may do my final thoughts on that video, but I have had some issues here recently with trying to get my rendering software to work, so that's why these videos are not coming out until very, very late. We were actually supposed to be able to release these on Wednesday, but again, I've had some issues with that video. Anyways, game comes out next week, guys, so definitely look forward to it, and we'll see you in the next vid.